All right, welcome back to the Artist Connection podcast. This is Matt Kasar with today's very special guest, Jade Starling. Welcome.
Hello, Matt. It's so nice to be here.
It's so nice to meet you. I'm
My
sure
pleasure.
you've
Me
heard
too.
this a million times since 1987. I graduated high school that year.
That's awesome.
So "Catch Me I'm Falling," of course, is in is in the soundtrack of my life.
That's amazing. Was it your prom song? A lot of people tell me it was.
No, it wasn't. Our prom song that year was Billy Joel. These are the times to remember.
Oh, okay.
That was the one there.
But Catch Me I'm Falling seems to come up a lot with proms and weddings and just like takes you back to a time in your life where you were happy
Oh yeah.
in falling in love or falling on your butt, whichever.
Yeah, sometimes both
Whichever,
at the
yeah,
same time.
exactly. Exactly. But
Well,
if you remember in the movie, Catch Me I'm Falling, the soundtrack was to the part where they were actually at a roller skating rink and they were falling in love and falling on their butts.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I thought that was a very clever spot to put it in.
Well, the nice thing for me is, and I've been a fan of music my whole life, all kinds of music, but as a teenage boy in the 80s, dance music wasn't really my thing. I was listening to Van Halen and, hair metal, Rat, and Black Sabbath
Oh, of
and bands
course.
like
Well,
that.
we all were.
Yeah.
We all were.
But
Sure.
but your song specifically, and I'm not just saying it because you're here. Your song specifically was my bridge into dance music because it went from being the kind of song that I thought, oh, that's what the girls like, to, hey, that's what the girls like, right?
Well, the boys liked it too, for sure. And I think the reason is because it had a rock feel to it as well.
Sure
It was
did.
like dance. It had a really cool rock lead guitar in it, and I like the way you just said bridged, because it kind of just bridged dance and pop and
Absolutely.
R&B and rock. It kind of had it all. So I find that very interesting too, like listening back to it now, how many, what a wide audience it actually appealed to.
And that's the beauty part of it, and that I'm sure is what lends itself to the longevity that we're even still talking about it this much later. It's still a very, very popular song.
It's crazy how relevant Catch Me has remained. It was used on the last season of Breaking Bad, and then it was also used just recently, last month, on MTV's Ridiculousness.
Oh, nice.
And the guest star was Derek Hoff from Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, it just continues to reinvent itself. I mean, we're so blessed in that way. And, I ain't mad.
No, I'm sure you're not. And this is probably a cliche question to ask you, and I don't usually do that, but when you were writing it and recording it and going through the process, did you look at each other like, this is a monster hit? Or was that the one that you were really thinking about?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew it was good, but, we had other ones, too, that we just thought were going to be so much bigger. But, in the long run, I mean, looking back, it comes down to a song that touches people in some way, touches your heart, affects you, reminds you of a great time in your life, and I guess Catch Me I'm Falling just happens to be that song for so many people, and, we're very blessed, very grateful.
Well, you deserve everything that came along with that, because it's a great song, and you had I love the video too, just the imagery from then. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Oh, yeah. It was filmed at Hollywood High School.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, oh, yeah. It was just such a fun, crazy. All I can remember is the director, Bob Giraldi. I don't know if you recall, he used to do the Budweiser commercials. He had done Beat It for Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Quite a few very elaborate choreographed videos and commercials. So we were very fortunate to get to work with him. I know that he did pass away. I believe it was last year. So both him and the choreographer, Michael Peters, who also did Beat It, did a lot of choreography for Michael Jackson.
Huh.
So both choreographer and videographer have passed away, but I feel, proud to be part of their legacy.
Well, you're just a huge part of that time, and unfortunately, I mean, the '80s are very magical for me. I think my sweet spot for music is probably right around 1979 to '87 or '88.
Right.
And then I wasn't a huge fan of the '90s, really, of where
You didn't
things.
like the grunge rock and.
Well, I tried. I play guitar, so I used to play all the Nirvana songs, and I have the albums and stuff, but it just didn't, for whatever reason, and maybe I wasn't in the right age group anymore. Maybe it was trying to touch slightly younger people who had a little bit more of a depressed frame of mind. But I just wanted to. I like music that feels good, and it just seemed like everything that was coming out was kind of pointed
Grungy?
towards the negative, grungy and negative, and I used to like
Well,
people
I don't
dressing up and
know.
dressing nice, and then I had the flannel shirts, but I never liked it.
If you really listen to some of the songs from like Kurt Cobain, who I really think was one of the greatest songwriters
Yeah,
that ever lived.
yep.
Not so much negative, more tongue in cheek. I really loved a lot of their stuff, and we did. In the mid-'90s, I was doing a rock project, an alternative rock project called Sex in Violets. We call it Civ. Not violence, violets, like flowers.
Yeah, yeah.
Civ. So I was actually doing some dates, touring around with a rock band, and that is something I really wanted to do. We did an EP. I was fully prepared to go in that direction all the way. And we got a call, I think it was 97, to do a tour as Pretty Poison.
Oh, wow.
Come back and that was the Let Freedom Ring tour. And I was doing a lot of gay prides around the country, and, you get that calling, people want to hear dance music, and so, I kind of did an about-face, but now have literally hundreds of songs in the rock genre, like the singer-songwriter genre.
Wow, yeah.
So I just feel, everything that we're doing now is because of something that happened then, all through, the time that we've been together.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And
it builds. It all
I feel
builds
as a
on
songwriter that everything that's inspired me to this point could really go in any direction. I feel like a good song is a good song, and whether it's a country song, a rock song,
Yeah.
a pop song, a dance song, an R&B song, a song is a song. So, although we have been doing EDM, electronic dance music,
Yep.
since we first formed, I feel that now that has a label to put on it, EDM.
Yeah, before it was just pop.
Electronic dance music, and
yeah.
that's what we had been doing all along. But now that
It's a thing.
It's got its thing, for sure. I think with, mixes on any of the other songs that we have been doing, the rock songs, I feel that any of them.
It all fits. Yeah, it can all be done. Yeah.
Yeah, it could all be done in that genre.
Yeah, very nice.
But this album, by the way, the new album,
Captive. Yeah.
So exciting. 2 years in the making, finally going to be released on June 10th. It's coming out on Universal iTunes.
Nice.
It'll be available everywhere. We did do a lot of collaborations on this record. We worked with Lee Dagger from Bimbo Jones, hugely successful remixing team out of the UK. They did a remix for us on a song called Dance Revolution, and Lee Dagger sent a bunch of tracks and said, hey, do you want to write some songs together? So we ended up writing about, to date, I think we have 12 songs with him. We also collaborated with Frank Donna, who was on Universal France. He recently moved to this country. We wrote a song called Everything in the World, which is the opening track on Captive. Sort of sums it up. And also we were fortunate enough to collaborate with a young DJ from, at the time he was out in Denver now,